Welcome to the Law of Attraction Tribe podcast. I'm your host, Stephanie Keith. If you're looking to manifest a life you don't need a vacation from, then you came to the right place. I quit my 9-to-5 job to stay home with my kids while building a thriving business. Now, as a best-selling author, app creator, and 3 times podcaster, I am here to teach you how to do the same. If you want to join my inner tribe, head over to the Manifest It Now app. And now let's dive in to the podcast where I'm going to give you my best manifestation hacks and tips so that you can manifest a life full of abundance, freedom, and fulfillment.
Hello. It is Christine Michelle, and I am so excited. We are having this live with Stephanie Keith, and I cannot wait. Law of Attraction Tribe. So I'm going to wait a couple seconds for Stephanie to join. Today, we're going to talk about manifesting business success. This is Stephanie's brilliance. She is freaking amazing. I cannot wait to join. Let me see if I can get her on. Let's see. It's going to be so good. Yes! Oh my goodness. Hello, Stephanie. How are you?
Good morning. Happy Monday. How are you?
Happy Monday. It's early, isn't it?
It is early, especially with the time change.
Yes. With the time change, it makes it so early. But guess what? With the time change, I stayed up so late last night.
Yeah. Oh, so did my kids. So I'm a little tired now. You look, oh, everything's so bright, and you got this great background. I'm like literally in my room hiding behind my bed. My kids leave me alone for like 10 minutes.
Yes, I love that. Okay, so everyone that's joining, I'm so excited. First of all, Stephanie and I have some background, so I can't wait to talk about it. But we are going to talk about manifesting business success. Stephanie has this amazing course that is a part of a online business bundle that both of us are promoting, and it's where you get 31 amazing premium courses to be able to start your multi six-figure business, not have to take all the guesswork out, but then also get the energetics piece. And I am a woo and the do girl. So welcome, Stephanie. Would you introduce yourself to everyone everyone knows you, but let's introduce you to the few people in the world that don't.
Oh, well, thank you. Yeah, so I'm Stephanie. I am host of the Law of Attraction Tribe podcast. That's where a lot of people find me and know me from. And I'm also the person behind the Manifest It Now app, which that's new since I last saw you, Christine, which is so crazy. We were talking about how like much has changed in this amount of time. So I can't wait to get into it. But yeah, I am all about the law of attraction, manifestation, and a big emphasis on manifesting money. And I know that can bring up a lot of like limiting beliefs and things when people hear that, but we need more good people with money. We need more women with money. We need to overcome these beliefs and kind of change up the world a little bit. So that's what I'm all about. And that's really what this bundle's about. I mean, it's like we have so many successful, like super mega successful people in this bundle. And it's, oh my gosh, like such a good vibe to be around, you know?
Yes. And those of you, after we're talking about the bundle, it's in both of our link in bios. So just grab it. It's amazing. And we're going to talk more about that. But before we get into that, Stephanie and I both live in the Tampa Bay area. And how many years ago was it? We had a lunch. We met up, and it was such a gorgeous lunch. And I believe during that lunch, you were talking about the fact that you wanted to start an app. So that's why it's just, you manifested that, right? Because it was in the beginning stages, and you were like, this is what I want to do. And I think we went to the lodge, right? I think it's like closed now, but it was before COVID. This was
It was
years
like right
ago.
for COVID because we were going to meet up again. And then we canceled because like everything was shutting down. And we were like, yeah, we probably should just like not meet. And then, yeah, like the whole world
The
changed.
whole
It's like,
world changed. And that's like 4 years ago. So much has changed. Stephanie, you are doing so well. And you created this Elevate course that's all about like manifesting, but it also gives everyone a framework to do that. And so let's talk about like your framework and how you used it to manifest. I mean, the crazy, amazing audience you have on Instagram, on your podcast. I mean, you have this app. Like, I would love to hear like how you practically like utilized all of the energetics. And we're going to talk about reprogramming. We're going to talk about nervous system regulation, like all of the things and how it helped you build what you built.
yeah, yeah. And then we got to get into your course because I just went through it and oh my gosh, like I am in such a good place right now, thanks to you. So before I get into like my course, I got to tell you, I manifested this, like being in this bundle. So I don't know if you remember, but I don't even know like how long ago it was, but it was after you and I had met, and I saw that you were in this like bundle that I bought. And I was like, oh my gosh, I know her. And I was like, this is the coolest thing ever, like having this bundle with all these other like successful women. And I was like, I want that. Like, I want to be in one of these. And I like put it out there. And then when they reached out to me, I was like, oh, like this is cool. But I didn't make the connection that like, oh, maybe I manifested this until you reached out and you're like, hey, I'm in the bundle too. And I was like, oh my God, like I totally manifested that. So we're all together now. Like, how cool is that? But yeah, so most of the courses are like very business focused, which is awesome because everyone has all these like specialties. Mine is like straight up manifestation, but it's manifesting and like the rituals that I have used to get where I'm at in my business and to get the income. So it's like you're not going to get, you know, a TikTok algorithm strategy in my course, but you're going to understand the energy and the frequencies. So this is all about energy, frequency, and vibration, which I'm like super, super into because that's like at the core of manifesting.
99% of what you need in order to have those TikTok strategies and the real strategies and all those things to work,
Right.
you need what we talk about. Yeah.
Exactly. Like in order to take the action and implement the strategies, you have to have the mindset and like the energy behind it. And so I have just done so much research on like everything from Solfeggio frequencies to quantum science and like all the different things, you know, and kind of like combine all of that in this course. And the question that I get from people all the time is they're like, what is your exact routine for manifesting? Like, what do you do? And so I got the question so much. I'm like, I'm just going to make a course where I literally, like, every day of the week, I give you, here's what you do, here's what you do, here's what you do. And so, each like day of the week, you have a ritual that combines a Solfeggio frequency, a subliminal, which that's something I'm like so into because I think it's like the ultimate manifestation hack. Like you will change your life if you start listening to subliminals just once a day. So I incorporate that. I incorporate like EFT tapping to regulate your nervous system because it's all combined, right? And the other thing I found out in my own business is like every time I up level and I reach like that next level of income, all the beliefs start coming up again or like new beliefs. And I'm like, I already worked through this. Like, what the hell? And so then it's like, here's all the tools like that I still use, literally still use every single day to keep that vibration so that I'm aligning with what I want. And so that I can offset like some of the negative stuff we deal with in life. You know what I mean?
Yes, definitely. And I love because I've always had this like huge manifesting background. I mean, even when I was a corporate executive, I always was all about the woo and the do. Like you have to have, to me, it's 90, 95, 97% of your success is from your mindset, your energetics, from you aligning energetically with the identity of the person that has what you want. And that way, when you do receive the success, right? Like I see Katricia on here, I see Adam. When you receive that success and you manifest it, it doesn't mean that anything that's negative is going to go away. That's why you need this tool. That's why you need the Elevate framework, because it goes deeper and it gets bigger. Like I created a $500,000 brand, and I did that on the back of like things like I'll do something that goes great. And then the next level of that question, or the next level of that belief, the next level of something will come. And then you do something else, and then the next level comes. And it's not to say that you can't manifest with ease. You can do it easily, but it's from not resisting all of the gunk that comes up. And the way you don't is by having what you're sharing in the Elevate framework, like exactly the steps on how to energetically align with your desire. And then when the stuff, I call it the boulders that are just along the way of the drive, come up, inevitably, you know exactly what to do. And that's
Yeah.
how you hold it.
And I feel like a common mistake that people make is they'll like in the morning they'll be like, okay, well, I'm gonna journal, or I'm gonna like say an affirmation, which is amazing, but then they'll go through the rest of their day like complaining about, money and like this, that. And it's like you have to focus like the majority of your energy. I mean, you don't by any means have to be happy and high vibe 24/7. Like that's a whole myth in and of itself. But you also can't expect to say like one affirmation and then your whole world's gonna change. So that's why like I baked it into like every single day. These are like super simple things you can do, and it will like shift your entire day, your entire week, and like it builds, it's like a domino effect. And so you just keep getting more and more and more um, handle on like your energy. I'm bringing awareness because a lot of times we don't even have the awareness. It's in our subconscious. And, so like literally a month from now, you're like a totally different person because you've done all this energetic work, you
I
know?
love it. Judith says it's 100% like that at each next level. Usually it's just a different aspect of that topic that holds learning for you for this current situation. It's so true. And when you can look at it as learning, as wisdom, what did that teach me? What do I get to take from that to grow? That's when you continually start to compound your growth. That's when quantum leaps happen, because you're moving forward in the energy of being that person. I always love to ask myself every morning, because I'm tapping into $10 million brand, right? $10 million me. And so I'm like, okay, what does $10 million me think, believe? What is she? And I talked about this in the Iconic course, and it's called my personal energetic vibration formula. It's the method, the PEV method. And we talk about thoughts, beliefs, feelings, emotions, intentions, decisions, and actions. And when you can align your thoughts, beliefs, feelings, emotions, intentions, decisions, and actions with that version of you that already has it, now, before you get the byproduct of it, that's when the things will start unfolding. That's when, as Judith says, you can start dealing with these situations from that more expanded viewpoint. I did a post. I think it was it a video or I think might have been a reel, but I talked about how your vision is a prophecy. And when you know that your vision is a prophecy, it's happening no matter what, then anything that comes at you, you're just like, oh, this is something that's on the way to it. And the tools that you have created, the awareness tools, because awareness is the beginning of transformation, the reprogramming tools help you to go through that process with the knowing of your success is inevitable. Your desire is unfolding regardless. It's a GPS. You're just heading towards that. It gets to unfold when you decide you are that person
Oh,
already.
yeah. And I think everyone should start with Iconic because I think it sets such a strong foundation for your mindset. And that was another thing. Like one of my intentions for 2024 was to surround myself with people who are at the next level already, and like to find these expanders. And I was going through, I think it was the first module, and I was like, well, here it is. Cause you were talking about your goal of like 2.5 million. And I was like, dang, like that is such a stretch goal for me. And it was so cool to see because I'm like, when you hear someone talking about that, then all of a sudden it's like 200,000 seems like nothing and it seems so easy and so manageable. And so I love how you like walk through that process of setting goals because like I said, in just one module, my mindset completely expanded And how I set goals is like changing now too. And I love the way you do it. And it just like, it feels like you're limitless. It feels like, oh yeah, you want that? No problem. Like here's how to get it. So I think everyone should start with that course before they even get into like the strategy and stuff.
I feel like if they start with iconic, then they can use the Elevate framework to align with that
Yeah.
energy.
Yeah.
So what Stephanie's talking about in iconic, I talk about my bulletproof way of setting goals and intentions. And the way I do it is there's three levels. There is the hashtag of course level, right? There's the stretch, and then there's the universe blow my freaking mind one that's like, so what I said was 2.5 million is my, of course I could do that. Like I have the audience, I have, of course, like that's happening. I know it. The stretch was 5 million because 5 million, I was like, oh, ooh, that's a little stretchy. And then the universe blow my mind is the $10 million goal. And so what I said was, I said, well, in order to quantum leap, I love to call it the quantum soup. Every possibility exists, the 2.5, the 5, the 10, the 50, whatever. In order for that to integrate and come into your physical reality, you've got to be the $10 million woman. That is going to, if I just skip being the $2.5 million woman, skip being the $5.5 million woman, and just decide that I'm the $10 million woman, yes, guess what happens? 2.5 happens fast, 5 happens fast, and then I'm on the way to the 10. So that's how you collapse time, because you're not focused on when am I going to make 10 million. I'm not caring if it happens this year, next year, or 2 years from now. I don't care. I know that I set that as an intention and it's going to happen.
Mhm.
So that takes time out of it. It takes the pressure off. And it just says, well, I'm just going to be the $10 million woman as I'm allowing all of those other milestones and goals to unfold.
Yeah.
And so that's why I love Iconic. I love the way, because we started off with the energetics, the soul piece, right?
Mhm.
And then we go into the mind piece, and then we go into the body piece, which is so fun. It was an $888 course. It was something that it's about 5 to 6 hours of work, and it's so led. I laid it out in a way that you take the action, and when you take and implement, because that's what you need to do. Pick 5 of these courses. If you buy the bundle, it's 31 courses, but pick the 5, take them, do one at a time, and actually implement the work, because a lot of people do course after course after course after course. They don't implement it, they don't take the action, they don't do what they need to do, and then they're like, I bought that bundle and nothing happened. It's because you didn't utilize the information. And so Lady Lusar, Stefan, Nadia, like everyone that's on this call today, implement it, because that is what's going to make the difference. And so the way Stephanie lays out the Elevate framework, the way I talk about Iconic, like the way we had the faceless Instagram, like all of those things, there's specific steps that you can take that will blow your business up, get you to 6, 7 figures, just by you deciding that that's what gets to happen. And it just does get to
It's
happen.
such good advice because it can get overwhelming when there's like 31 different, courses to choose from. So I love like picking out five. And then you can also plan them out like later in the year. Like you don't have to work on everything right away. You could even do like one a month or two a month or whatever. So just figuring out a way to make it really manageable. But definitely like start with the mindset piece because you can't go wrong with that. Like you just can't go wrong with that. If you've got your mindset right and your energy right, you're going to find success and abundance. And it makes the action and like implementing all these strategies so much easier. Like it just flows when you're in the right like headspace.
100%. That's why I say it's 98% mindset. You see here, it keeps going up. It's 98% mindset and energetics, because
Mhm.
when you're there, any strategy can work. I love the story. There was a story of one of my former mentors, and she was saying that when she was 19, she decided that she was going to become a millionaire. So she was in this meeting with 37 other millionaires. And so she went to each one of them and was like, how did you become a millionaire? How did you become a millionaire? How did you become a millionaire? And she asked each and every one, and they gave her 37 different ways, 37 different ways. And so she was like, okay, they're all different ways. So that means that the how isn't going to be the same. So she said, let me look at something that is the same between this group. And she noticed that they were action takers. She noticed that they held themselves, their heads up high. She noticed that they spoke with confidence and conviction. And so she was like, well, I could do that. I can do that now. And so what she did was put a timer on her phone, and every hour on the hour, she would remind herself to hold her shoulders back. She would tap into confidence and conviction. She would say, I'm a millionaire. This is just the way it gets to be. And so, do you see? She was mindset. Of course, she did the work. That's why it's the woo plus the do. She did the work. She set up the program. She did the things. But in about, I think it was 6 months later, she hit her first $1 million just from that.
Yeah.
And so it really is about how you carry yourself energetically, how you decide, like, what did you decide gets to happen in your life, and what moves are you making in alignment with that? Not saying bad stuff is going to happen, but that's why you have Stephanie's work. That's why you have my work. That's why you have the Aligned Soul Alchemy Method. That's why you have all of those things to help you while you are walking towards this vision that gets to unfold.
Yeah, I always tell people surround yourself with people who have already achieved what you want to achieve. And this is an easy way to do it. Like you have all of these successful entrepreneurs and like you can tap into that energy. And it makes a big difference because a lot of times we don't have access to that in our regular day to day. And so, this is like a great way to just have like you're like in a whole group of women basically, and the energy it's magnetic, and you leave these courses, like every module I've taken so far, I leave feeling like I could do anything, and I got so much done yesterday, and I swear it's because of your course. Like I set that goal, and then it was like all these little action steps. It was just like didn't even feel like work. It just happened. You know what I mean? So it's pretty incredible like how quickly it all unfolds.
I love that. You know what? People always say that, not only am I the vibration lifter, the energy shifter, but when they're in my vicinity and my courses and my masterminds, things like that, things just get done. Inspiration comes, action steps, like they take it. And it's so true. It's so freaking true. This I placed myself in a mastermind with amazing women who are already doing multiple six per month, that are already doing $7 million years. I mean, 7 figure years, 8 figure years, because I wanted to be in an environment where that was just hashtag normal, right? Where it was just, of course, this is what gets to happen, where they can push me outside of my comfort zone. And that's why I've created the masterminds that I've created. That's why I've created the spaces that I created, because I know that when you get around women that are going to lift you up, when you get around people that are going to say, this is what you get to do, you made this commitment, you got this. Yes, you're sick, or yes, something came up, or yes, you've got cramps, but girl, you got this. Just put your post out there, you'll be fine. Like those things that you need, because this isn't, I did a reel and I said that there's no such thing as a self-made millionaire. There's no such thing, because everyone has some kind of support. If it's family support, if it's a mastermind support, if it's the support of their staff or the people that are there with them, everyone has support. And we get to remember that we need support. We need to surround ourselves with people. And you can do that. You don't have to spend thousands to be a part of like my mastermind, or, hundreds of dollars to be a part of our courses. Like you can get Iconic for $888 and yours for $297 for $100.
Yeah.
$100. And you have 31 successful entrepreneurs who have done the work for you, taken the guesswork out, who have showed you exactly what you get to do to be successful very, very quickly. And it's a bundle that has been beautifully curated, that is normally multiple four figures, that you can get for 98% of the price. It's
Right.
crazy.
Only available for 1 week. So that's the thing. It's like you got to jump on it because it's here. It's 1 week. But again, like you can have this one thing to get you through the entire year, to get you through 2 years. I mean, there's so much content. It's like endless library. So it's like a no-brainer.
Yes, and it's an endless library too. And if we think about the amount of time, and I love television, this is what I talk about all the time. I'm a reality TV person. I use it all in my content. I love it. And I sat yesterday while I was working and I watched, like, I don't know, it was like 8 hours of like Paris in Love, right? And I'm like, if you can do that, like we all do that, right? We have, different shows, different things, The Crown, like all those things that we can sit there and focus on. Why not get 31 courses or premium things that are going to help you make hundreds of thousands of dollars, and binge it like you would Netflix? Take the action, like watch it, then take the action. Watch another one, take the action. You don't have to feel overwhelmed. More is more and more is more. It's great. It's an expansion. And the more you can start to see that, wow, this is some amazing stuff that I can put onto my like airdrop or whatever, put onto my TV, and I can start like watching this and being in that energy. Look at Stephanie. She said, I watched it and then I got all these ideas and I'm moving and shaking. 200,000. Talk about, she's gonna have $200,000 month soon. Like that's the way it
That's
gets to be.
where my mindset was. By the end of the course, I was like, okay, I've like 10x my mindset and my goals of where I need to be. And it is like, I didn't even think about like airdrop, like putting it on your TV, but it is like Netflix for like business success, for manifestation, for manifesting money. So like, yeah, what a good way to look at it.
Yes, I love this. Oh my God. We have to go live more often. This is so good.
Live in years, I was like, what do I need to do here? Like,
You're the live expert now. Everyone is going to be looking for you on live. They're going to want to see
oh
you.
man. Well, no, it's fun. And it's so good to see you again. Like, it's so crazy. It's been 4 years, but yeah, we'll have to meet up again soon. I mean,
We
we
do.
right by each other. We can make this happen.
I know. We have to meet up. I live in downtown St. Pete now, loving it over
Okay.
here. Yes, you've got to
I,
come.
yeah, this will give me an excuse to go have like a nice lunch or
Yes.
something.
So I cannot wait. Just remember, guys, you can go to my link in bio. You can go to Stephanie's link in bio. You'll be able to get access to all of these premium resources so that you can create the business of your freaking dreams. I'm going to download this and put this on my podcast so that anyone that's listening this week can also get access to it. And I'm so honored that you had time because I know we put this together pretty quickly. So thank you for making time to share your wisdom. Elevate that, like I said, the first thing I would download is Elevate. Second one, you can do Iconic. It's really good. And then there's so many others that are really good, but I say pick a few and then decide that you're going to commit. The online business bundle is one of the most amazing opportunities for you to no more excuses. You don't need $6,700. It's just $100. It is the easiest $100 that you could ever say yes to. And I cannot wait to see like all of the success stories that are coming from the Elevate, that's coming from Iconic, that's going to come from all of these amazing, amazing opportunities that you have.
Oh, well, thanks for helping me get out of my comfort zone and do Instagram Live again. This was fun. It was so good to see you. I miss you.
Oh, it was so good to see your gorgeous face. I miss you too. We planned in a lunch and I cannot wait.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
Bye, guys.